I'm one of the managers at work and I don't have a car. It's weird being one of the managers at work and not having a car. Most people expect success to look flashy: a nice watch, a nice truck, a luxury apartment. Especially if you're in certain roles, you have to look the part, right? But over the years, I started to realize something. A lot of people look wealthy long before they actually become wealthy. And I made a decision. I'd rather look broke now and build freedom later. If I'm going to have to delay gratification for a couple of years so that I can have my freedom several years sooner, I'll do it. I'm not going to let what other people think I should have, what I should do, what I should drive define me. I'm not going to let them pick for me either. I remember when I first got promoted and I wasn't looking forward to my first bike ride to work as a manager. I felt embarrassed and I felt like, oh, I should have a car as a manager. Like, I remember feeling that pressure. And a lot of that pressure was self created. It was stuff that I was imagining people were thinking, that the camera and the spotlight was all on me for sure. As a regular associate, I didn't mind it too much because it's like, oh, like it's okay for me to be broke. But as a manager, it was like, yo, it's not okay for me to be broke. I remember I would wear a jacket over my shirt and tie because I didn't want people to see me in a tie riding my bike to work. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna look like a Mormon riding my bike to work with a shirt and tie. Like, it's more socially acceptable for a guy in a jacket to be riding his bike to work than a guy in a shirt and tie to be riding his bike to work. And I remember when I would take the bus, sometimes too, I would walk away or I would walk around the opposite end of the building so it wasn't so obvious that I took the bus to work. Like, I didn't want anyone to see me at the bus stop. That was a part of the social pressures that I personally dealt with and what I thought and felt at the time. And oftentimes, people aren't even telling us this. It's us. It's what we imagine they would think. It's what we imagine they would say. It's us telling ourselves, hey, just because I got promoted, I need this to show that I'm successful. I'm not going to lie. There's pressure everywhere, especially if you work in sales. You see people upgrading their cars, financing their lifestyles, and looking successful, or at least trying to do so, right? And for a while, I wanted that too, because honestly, nice cars feel good. Validation feels great. Pulling up and impressing people feels amazing. But I started to ask myself a dangerous question. What if I'm sacrificing long term freedom just to impress people temporarily? And that question changed how I started viewing money. And it made me question why I wanted to buy certain things. Did I want to buy it for me? Did I genuinely want these things? Or did I just want to impress people? Did I want to look wealthy before I became wealthy? Losing my truck changed me. Losing my truck forced me to rethink everything. Deciding not to buy another car right away. At first, it felt embarrassing. I felt left behind. I felt judged. Oh, this guy can't afford another car. What's wrong with him? But over time, something unexpected happened. I started to realize how much peace came from needing less. Less payments, less pressure, less financial stress. And instead of putting money into liabilities, I started putting money into assets, stocks, investments, and I was building ownership. Slowly, I realized looking rich and building wealth are two completely different games. The hard part no one talks about. The hardest part, honestly, isn't saving money, it's fighting your ego. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of the social pressure that I was feeling when I first got promoted, riding my bike to work, a lot of that social pressure was self inflicted. A lot of it was what I was telling myself what I needed to look like, what other people may have been thinking about me. Me not wanting people to see me at the bus stop, that's ego. I didn't want anyone to see me taking the bus to work because that's my ego right there. I didn't want anyone to see me riding my bike with a shirt and tie, so I wore a jacket over instead. That's ego. I mean, a part of me also didn't want to look like a Mormon when I was riding to work, so yeah. I mean, that's kind of funny, but you know what I mean. Ego is definitely present, and we have to fight it because social media consistently tells you upgrade, flex, show everyone what you have. You deserve it, you work hard. And delayed gratification feels invincible. I mean, nobody claps for the guy that's investing quietly behind the scenes. Nobody notices the person avoiding lifestyle inflation. I mean, nobody notices me. I'm just a sales manager that rides my bike to work every day. Very easy to ignore, very easy to not notice. But years later, the results become impossible to ignore. I truly believe that a lot of financial stress comes from people trying to look financially successful before they actually are, and upgrading their lifestyle too soon or the moment they can barely afford it. And here's the bigger vision. I'm not saying never buy nice things. I like nice things too. But I want luxury from cash flow, not from debt. I want freedom first. If I want a Lamborghini, that's great. I'll get one. But before I get one, I want to buy the assets that produce the monthly income to pay for the monthly expenses of owning that vehicle. If I want a luxury house, I'll get one, but before I get one, I'll get the rental incomes necessary to pay for the monthly expenses of owning that luxury house. I want freedom first. I want options. I want ownership. I want ownership of assets, not of liabilities. And honestly, every time that I delay unnecessary spending, I feel like I'm buying a piece of my future back. I'm buying a piece of my financial freedom back. And sometimes I might even delay necessary spending to get there. But it's the price that I am willing to pay to achieve my financial freedom sooner than later. And that's what the Carless Millionaire means to me. The Carless Millionaire does not mean deprivation. It means freedom. It means to sacrifice now. It means delayed gratification. It means willing to pay the price for financial freedom. At the end of the day, I'm just a regular guy rejecting lifestyle inflation while I build wealth. I resist the status culture and the social pressures. Freedom over image and invisible wealth. I do this so future me can live differently later. If you ever felt left behind because you don't look successful yet, just remember, some people look rich for years. They look rich for years while struggling to get by the whole time, paying all the monthly expenses associated with owning the lifestyle that they have is keeping them in a bind and keeping them tied up in payments. And other people, they quietly build wealth for decades. And eventually, those roads lead to very different destinations. The choice is ultimately yours. Do you want to impress people or impress yourself? You might not get as much glory or recognition impressing yourself, but you'll be glad you did. I guarantee that. Thank you for watching. If you're an individual that's willing to look broke for 2 to 3 years in order to get financial freedom 10 years sooner, then I think you're in the right place. Please consider subscribing to the Carless Millionaire YouTube channel, where I document my journey to becoming a millionaire in real time. I don't pretend I'm rich already. I don't pretend I'm a millionaire yet, but one day I'll get there. And if you like this video, I highly suggest you check out my previous video, where I talk about how I lost my truck, how I went carless, and the insurance loophole that left me without a vehicle. I talk about how I reacted, what I saw, what I felt at that moment in time, and the choices I made after the fact. It wasn't the best thing that ever happened to me, but I reacted the best way I possibly could. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you next Tuesday with a brand new video. So my bike got a flat on the way to the grocery store. So I'm here with my groceries in the backpack. And my other groceries here. with a flat tire, and I gotta walk home with all these groceries on me. You know, there's beauty in struggle. One day I'm gonna be successful and wealthy, and I'm paying the price now. Smooth sailing moving forward. Something like that, right?